Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing up the Madden cheese as always. Happy Madden season. That's right. Day one, Madden release. I'm sure if you're hopping on MUT right about now, you probably have like a 60 overall team. Probably can't even win a solo right now because the team's that bad. Am I correct? So that's, this is a perfect time to put out a video with several coin making methods that I'm using. I mean, right now I'm going to prove it to you guys. I'm going to go ahead, like right now I got about 60,000 coins. By the end of this video, within an hour, I'm going to have enough money to buy one of the most expensive players. This is my goal anyway, to buy one of the most expensive players in the game right now, which is Warwick Dunn. And make him my all-time running back. You can see right now, I mean, I already have some pretty good. I got Dante Hall, who I've been using some of these methods to grind for. Wasn't too hard to get at all. Lamar Jackson, which was actually a pre-order bonus. But that's pretty much it. So by the end of this video, within an hour, I'm going to have enough to get pretty much any player that I want because that's a lot of coins. Before I get into the video, though, if you guys want to do me a favor, since I'm hooking you guys up with these methods, hook me up back. Hit me with a like button. Hit me with subscribe. If you like what you see, hit me with a subscribe and stick around. But every time you guys do that, comments, likes, that all helps out this channel. It all helps out this video. So hook me up with that the same way I'm hooking you up. The first method, and probably the easiest, is going to my coin sponsor, MMOXP.com. I've been with them going on 2 years now. They're terrific. They hit me up last night. They didn't want me to advertise until they had a stockpile of coins ready to go. But they hit me up last night and they said I can start advertising for them. So if you hit them up, they led me to believe that if you are a returning shopper with them, if you're a returning customer, that you're going to get your coins first. So if you're already established with them, that's going to help you out here. But bottom line is you're going to get your coins one way or the other. You just might have to wait. Because like I said, the game just came out. You can't expect... They're grinding coins and making coins the same way we all are. So other than that, I would say buying packs is a method, but I would say it's method zero. I don't typically buy packs. I'm not much for spending on packs because I just don't find that the odds are really that great. Although I get some pretty good odds in the packs that I pull that you're going to see during this video. So moving on, we're going to have, number one, we're going to go into sets. That's going to be where we're going to do most of this stuff. We're going to go to Team Affinity, and we're going to do a set that I think is one of the best sets in the game to do right now if you use the methods that I'm going to show you. We're going to go into Series 1. I mean, there's no Series 2 right now. All you really have to do, you have to have 8 cards, 6 of which are 77 overall cards, 77 plus, and the 2 that are 80 plus. They're not really that hard to get. I'm going to show you a pretty good method. My current team, I actually just completed one of these. I completed Cam Akers. He's an 84 overall running back. He goes for about 40 to 50,000 coins depending on when you spend them. And there's also a lot of really good players that you could pick up either to sell or to just actually keep because they're really good players. Now, you can find some rare ones that are going for like 80,000. You just have to go through these prior and find out if there's any missing, and then you can kind of create your own price. But overall, out of this particular program, there's a lot of really good cards like Trey Waynes. Not great in man coverage or nothing like that, but a 90 speed corner is not going to get beat deep very often. Then you got Xavier Woods, I really like. He's 87 speed. AJ Terrell, a rookie for the Falcons, also 90 speed. These guys are all going for like the 50,000 range. Jeremy Chin, he's a 6'3" safety, strong safety, 88 speed. I really like that guy as well. And then Vic Beasley Jr. would probably be my favorite linebacker. Not a lot of 85 speed linebackers in the game right now, especially if you run a 3-4. So what I'm going to do is I'm essentially just going to try to either snipe 75 to 79 overalls. You can do that through time remaining. You can do that through any filter you have success with and try to buy some cheap 77 overalls. I don't really find that's the best way to go though. What I typically like to do is I'm just going to work them up all the way from the 70 to 74 range and then use the exchange program. So the player exchange, you really, you need 77s, but you're also going to need some 80s. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this one right here, this 75 to 79, and it's going to give me all the cards that I need. So in reality, I really have to snipe the 70 to 74 overalls, which are going to be much cheaper. You can get them typically around 700 to 800 coins a piece, where if you actually try to just buy the 77 plus overalls alone, a lot of times it's like 5,000-6,000 coins because everybody knows you need them to complete these sets. So it's easier and it's cheaper to build them this way if you can get enough cards. Like I said, if you spend on average 800 times 4, you're spending about 3,000 coins per card rather than spending the 6,000. So you're basically cutting that in half, and that's where your profit's going to be. So once I get enough cards to do this, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to put them into the sets. You're not guaranteed. That's the thing. You're not guaranteed to get a 77 plus overall. You typically will though, but ultimately that's fine because you need the 75s, the 76s to create the elites, because you're really, this is going to give you enough for both sets. So I'll typically get, like I said, you'll typically get the 77 plus, but for the ones that you don't, once you're done, you're going to have to go over to the elite side. So like I said, if you do get a 76, it's not a problem. It's actually a solution. So like I said, just doing this set alone is going to be enough that you can complete this set, and you can do it at a pretty good price. So like I said, once I have enough cards, I'm just going to drop down to the next tier. You need 6 of these cards anyway, which is a pretty high price, but you're going to have plenty of them sitting around, and then you're going to be able to get cheap elites, cheap 80 to 82 elites. Now the only issue when it comes to this, if you pull a good enough elite that it makes more sense just to sell it, that would be the next coin making method. So right here, I pull a Raheem Mostert pretty easily doing this. He's selling for like 12,000 coins. So I really want to, if I want to complete these sets, the only time I'm actually going to put them to the team building set that I was talking about is if I pull a bad one, if I pull an actual 80 overall or a very low value card, which there aren't really a ton of low value cards right now, to be honest with you. So that's pretty much how I'm going to maximize my profit. You can see on the very next one, I pull a fullback. You know, fullbacks sell for a lot of bank. I also pulled Malcolm Jenkins, who was selling for about 10,000. The fullback was selling for like 16,000. So if you're going to use this method to complete these team builder cards, the only way it makes sense is if you get bad cards. If you pull bad cards, you want to use them. If you pull like an 80 overall, but if you pull cards with any value, it makes more sense just to sell them and keep doing it until you get cards that aren't worth much value. So that's probably the best way. Sell the good cards and keep the profit. So the next coin making method is still in the same family. It's the 70 to 74 overalls. Now the 70 to 74 overalls, all you need is 3 cards this time. You can either snipe a bunch of silvers, 66 to 69s through the same methods. Ultimately, I mean, you need to do this anyway because you're going to need 70 to 74 overalls to create the next series. But what's really unique about this particular one is the pulls once again. 70 to 74 overall is typically where you're going to find the majority of the power-up cards right now. And the power-up cards are actually selling for some pretty good bank. So if you get a good power-up card like Tyron Smith here, he's only worth about 2,000. This is just some highlights of doing this. I got really lucky with a Richard Sherman. He sold for about 12,000. I'll show you a little bit later down the line. And then also I got a Amari Cooper who was selling for about 8,000 at the time. So like I said, going back into your binder, you can see how, you know, just giving up a couple of cheap silvers is really netting some serious profits. As you can see, I mean, some of these cards are just selling for ridiculous amounts of money. The last method in this video might be the easiest, and that's selling playbooks. Now this is something that in the past I've used to go in and try to snipe cheap playbooks and sell them for higher value. You can do that still. It's something that I don't know if people really know, but it's super easy to get playbooks this year. Just like the tip before, if you try to find playbooks that are rare, that aren't on the market, you can typically set your own value and hope that somebody is willing to pay it. But there are a couple of playbooks that are typically the ones that I go for that retain their value. The Raiders #1 and the Saints #2. The Raiders are typically around 10,000 coins. The Saints is typically around that and then higher. So those are the 2 books I stick with because they're the most used. So I picked those 2 up. Getting them's really easy. All you have to do is go over to the store, to the training section, and then base offensive playbooks fantasy pack for 150 training points, which really isn't a lot in my opinion. I mean, training points really hold their value this year, but 10,000 coins for that much training points is a really good swap. So like I said, I'm going to go with the Saints, and then I'm going to keep creating these and selling these. Now you can see you start off the year with a bunch of bronzes. Those guys alone, if you just sell the bronzes, you probably have enough for 1 or 2 playbooks just from the bronze players they give you, which to me is insane. The value, they try to devalue the bronzes, but you can see, I mean, the value is there. All you have to do is know what to do with it. So sell those guys, turn them into coins. Snipe cheap cards the same way. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can get your coins up. And now you can see, I mean, I go back to the market. I got about 200,000 coins within an hour. Go back to the market. I was just shy the first time. I had 205,557 coins. The cheapest one was 206,000. I was like, oh my God, it's going to disappear. It happens to me a million times. I went back. I sold 1 more Saints playbook to try to get that final amount. But luckily enough, when I went back to buy him, somebody went underneath and sold him for 203.
Got him! Got him!
and I pulled it off. We got work done. A little under an hour. Like I said, really wasn't that much to do. You know, I mean, honestly, it took longer to edit this video. So that's it. That's the vid. If you guys want to see more videos like this, more coin making tips, more MUT tips, do me a favor, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. And that's it. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.